No one noticed him when he entered the royal court. No applause, no whispers of admiration, no dramatic arrival. He walked quietly to his place, lowered his head, and stood still. And yet, he was the most dangerous man in the kingdom, not because he carried a sword, but because he carried discipline, loyalty, and patience. This is the story of a king, a silent minister, and the price of quiet success.
The Kingdom of Loud Voices. The kingdom of Eldrenor was powerful and prosperous. Its king, King Arvid, was known for wisdom, not emotion. He spoke little, observed deeply, and trusted actions more than words. His court, however, was full of noise. Ministers argued loudly. They praised themselves openly. Each one tried to look smarter, richer, and more loyal than the other. Every decision turned into a performance, except for one man.
The silent minister. His name was Minister Kale. He never interrupted. He never took credit. He never raised his voice. When others spoke for minutes, Kale spoke in sentences. When others promised miracles, Kale delivered results. He arrived early, left late, and worked when no one was watching. Slowly, without announcing it, Kale became indispensable. And that's when the jealousy began.
Jealousy is loud. The other ministers noticed something strange. Whenever the king faced a difficult decision, his eyes drifted, not to the loudest voice, but to Kale. When a province was failing, Kale fixed it. When taxes collapsed, Kale stabilized them. When rebellion threatened, Kale solved it without bloodshed. Still, he said nothing. The other ministers whispered, "He thinks he's better than us. Why does the king trust him so much? He's plotting something." But Kale wasn't plotting power. He was earning trust.
1 year, disaster struck. A severe drought destroyed crops across Eldrenor. Hunger spread. Angry citizens gathered at the palace gates. The ministers panicked. One blamed the farmers, another blamed the treasury, another demanded higher taxes. Voices clashed. Fear grew. The king said nothing. Finally, he turned to Kale. "Speak." The court went silent. Kale stepped forward calmly and said, "Lower taxes temporarily. Open the grain reserves. Send engineers to restore irrigation. And most importantly, tell the people the truth." The ministers laughed. Too risky, too expensive, impossible. The king looked at Kale and asked one question. "Can you do it?" Kale replied softly, "Yes, my king." Silent work, loud results. For weeks, Kale disappeared from court. The jealous ministers smiled. "See, he failed. He ran away." But Kale was working. He slept in villages. He supervised canals himself. He rationed grain fairly. He listened to the poor. He didn't post announcements. He didn't seek praise. And slowly, fields revived. Hunger faded. Anger turned into respect. The people began to talk, not about the ministers, about Kale. The fall of the loud ones. When Kale returned to court, the king stood. That alone shocked everyone. The king said, "While some spoke loudly, One worked silently. While some protected their pride, one protected the kingdom. Then he turned to the jealous ministers. You feared his silence because it exposed your noise. One by one, their secrets were revealed. False reports, hidden bribes, empty promises. They had spent more time competing than contributing. They were removed, not loudly, not dramatically, quietly.
The promotion. The court expected Kale to celebrate, but he didn't smile. He didn't boast. When the king appointed him Grand Minister, Kale simply bowed. The king leaned closer and said, "You never asked for power. That's why you deserve it."
The final lesson. Years later, a young advisor asked Kyle, "Why didn't you defend yourself when they spoke against you?" Kyle answered, "Because lions don't explain themselves to sheep, and success doesn't need a microphone." Moral of the story: in a world obsessed with showing off, work quietly, improve daily, let results speak. People who talk too much are often hiding something. People who work silently are building something. Don't denounce your moves. Don't argue with jealousy. Don't beg for validation. Hustle in silence. Let success make the noise.